Liberty Baseball goes on the road to face a top 5 team in the nation, and Flames golf swings some sweet sticks with an impressive showing at Vanderbilt.
Plus, we get out of the office and have a little fun with the record-breaking Flames 4x1 team. It's Flames Central, and it starts now.
No. Liberty track continues to break records, and Flames softball is on a streak. So much to get to on today's show. We're glad you've joined us for it. Alongside Emily Austin, I'm Rhett McGibbon. And Emily, Liberty Athletics just continues to impress.
Yeah, they do. Football spring practices are coming to a close. Plus, the Liberty 4x1 relay team put on a show, and now they're doing a balloon challenge.
That's right.
But before we get to that, LU softball winning 11 straight games.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Flames taking on conference foe Bellarmine in the weekend series. Games 1 and 2 would see the Liberty Bats catch fire, scoring 21 runs in the doubleheader. Game 3, the script would flip, and senior pitcher Emily Kirby would collect a career first. We just so happened to start in the top of the first. Bases loaded for Liberty when freshman right fielder Rachel Roop would get hit by the pitch, scoring the first run on the day for the Flames. Top of the second, Casey Machado, another Liberty freshman. She'd get her first home run the day before. This day, she'd add on her second. The solo shot to left center would give Liberty a 2-0 lead. The rest of this game would belong to Emily Kirby. She would go on to collect her career first no-hitter. Emily would retire the last 17 batters she faced, striking out 12 in the process. This would be her third double-digit strikeout game of the season. Flames sweep the Knights and remain undefeated in ASUN conference play. We mentioned earlier, LU has won 11 straight games. Let's take a look at some key numbers during that time. Liberty pitching, Emily, they have found their groove. An ERA just south of 2.5. The Bats, though, oh my goodness, scoring over 7.5 runs per game while smashing 17 home runs. Liberty leads the ASUN this season in home runs, which is a surprise to a lot of people considering who the Flames graduated this past year. Tack on 2 wins over ACC opponents, and it's been a great stretch for LU softball. Here's what Coach Richardson had to say about her team staying level-headed through this hot stretch.
The biggest thing I try to remind them of is really our identities in Christ. That's the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. And if you have that identity, then you realize that your performance doesn't really judge you. It should not judge you, right? It doesn't define you. So whether you win or lose, it's really about, are you using the gifts God's given you and doing it with freedom, right? Because of trusting those gifts to show the world those gifts.
If you haven't downloaded, subscribed, or listened to the Flame Central podcast, please email Rhett at, just kidding. Your reason why, because at this point, you're running out of excuses. We have all the behind-the-scenes info when it comes to Liberty Athletics, exclusive interviews with players, coaches, and even national media members. Everything you want and more is on the Flame Central podcast. Okay, staying on the diamond, Liberty Baseball started this season 11-1, even reaching as high as number 14 in some national polls. But lately, things haven't been going as smoothly. Though this happens to pretty much every baseball program at some point in the season, going on the road to play number 3 Virginia during a rut probably isn't the best timing. And unfortunately, that would ring true for the Flames. The Cavs are ready to play in this one with starter Devin Ortiz on the mound. He struck out 5 Flames and only allowed 1 run on 4 hits. And the Bats kept going for hot Virginia team as well. 4th inning, Ethan Anderson scorches this one to right for an RBI stand-up double. That pretty much woke up the Bats for UVA. Bases loaded in the 5th. The Cavs were just spraying hits all over the field. This time, it's Jake Gilloff placed 2 runners for the RBI single. On the bright side for Liberty, however, Derek Orndorff continued to rake at the plate. He sent one out for his 12th homer on this season, but it just wouldn't be enough for Liberty as it falls 7-2. Up next, the Flames will host FGCU for a weekend series. One guy on this Flames roster that you can count on to turn things around is catcher Gray Betts. He's pretty special. I mean, the guy has been leading off for the Flames for the past 3 seasons, and he was an all-ASUN hitter a season ago. And if that isn't enough, there's something else about Gray Betts that makes him one of the rare breeds when it comes to being a catcher in college.
When you're in the infield and specifically catching, you're touching the ball every single pitch, and you have to be involved in so many more of the little things, whether it's knowing what pitch to call, knowing what guys are on base, whether they're fast, whether they're slow, guy coming up to the plate, what his tendencies are. There's just a lot more information to process and to be able to know what's going on so that you can be ahead of the game. Last year, Trevor Deli, he was our Friday guy. He worked very quickly on the mound, so in order for him to keep his tempo and everything, me and him basically were charged with calling the game together just so that we didn't have to slow down and wait on Coach Williams to call the pitches. That eventually evolved into, I started calling Trey Gibson our Sunday starter, and then it just slowly evolved into allowing me to handle the whole pitching staff and pretty much doing it all on my own. I was a catcher growing up ever since I was 12 years old, and luckily I was around coaches that trusted me enough to call pitches and to kind of start learning that from a very early age. So there's a lot of things that just come naturally to me, like reading swings, tendencies of guys with their hands, and whether they have a leg kick, like certain things and how they play out and their abilities. But then also the other half of things is preparation. I can watch different hitters and I can see the teams we're playing. So at that point, it literally just comes into creating a scouting report and preparing and utilizing the natural abilities I have of reading swings and knowing our pitchers and their strengths, but then also just looking at the numbers and taking that stuff into account.
Dude's the best receiver I've ever thrown to. He's the best catcher I've ever had. Pitch calling, he's on the same page as me at all times, it feels like, and it definitely just takes the thought out of it a lot of the time. It allows you just to go out there and pitch and execute what I got to do, because I know that a guy back there is going to do everything he's doing mentally, physically. He's doing everything he can to make sure that my stuff's going to play the best as it can.
I mean, the pitcher-catcher relationship is just everything, and having that trust specifically, because they have to be able to trust you that you're going to do your job and you're going to consistently just show up and put in the work and put in the preparation in order to have the most success. And so once they have that trust in you, it frees them up and allows them to perform at their highest level and to be able to just do the things that they do and have the most success.
He just memorizes each and every guy and their strengths. He just knows. I think he tries to dive in depth into the brain of each separate pitcher and just know how do they want to approach in a situation, and how can he get the best out of each pitcher.
Considered one of the faster players in college baseball. Great bet to put that one right on the money, cut down by the Flames veteran catcher.
To me, calling pitches is definitely more like an art. Obviously, you have a lot of data analytics, but baseball is just one of those games. It really doesn't matter what the data says. At any given point, any one guy can beat you, or you can just beat yourself. So that's where the numbers kind of fall through, and it goes back to just knowing your pitcher and knowing the situation and knowing their abilities and what you can have confidence in. When you get into the moment and you're in the bottom of the ninth and there's 2 outs, you have to be able to make the call and decide what's going to put your team in the best position to have success.
And now Gray Betts walking out in front of home plate, making sure the defense has the signals down.
I think Gray Betts has personally changed the culture of Liberty baseball. It's not just like the physical talent that he has, it's all the mental processes between pitch to pitch. It's ridiculous how much he thinks about 4 pitches ahead, not only pitching ahead, but pitch to pitch. It definitely counts for at least 5 or 6 wins.
I love calling games. I love being able to call pitches. My personality, I'm just a perfectionist, so I like to have my hands on and be able to control as much as I possibly can. That's why I love being able to catch at this level and being able to be involved so much with every single play. I mean, I think it goes back to my competitiveness. I just love being able to help our team win, and I think that's something that I'm really good at. That's a strength that I bring to the table. And so if I can use that to help us win games, then I want to.
All right, turn our attention to Liberty football now. Spring practices are winding down, and the Flames have plenty of new faces that are getting accustomed to the Liberty program. Perhaps none more important than the offensive line. However the starting quarterback is this coming fall, they're going to need better protection than the Flames gave Willis this past season. As a reminder, Liberty quarterbacks were sacked 52 times this past year for a total of 355 yards lost. That's a hefty number. Now, the Flames have brought in multiple new members to boost the O-line, but none more important than their O-line coach, Chris Klinakis. Known as an offensive line whisperer, Klinakis has the O-line trending upward as the Flames approach the spring game.
I've really kept the pressure on the O-line that we've got to be on our game every day to give these quarterbacks a chance to be fairly evaluated and show what they can do. With the young men I'm working with, we are learning new techniques and fundamentals, but I tell you what, they've been nothing but coachable. They've embraced everything. We got a good core leadership in the room that is bought in, and they've brought everybody with them. And I couldn't be more happy with the way the guys have responded to what we're teaching them fundamentally and technically.
All right, sticking with Liberty football on the offensive line, former Flame Nate Pena knows all about the preparation it takes to get ready for game day. And a big part of that is eating. We all know those O-line boys can put it down. Cooking for his teammates was a hobby for Nate, but after graduating from LU, cooking has now turned into a job.
I'm Nate Pena, former offensive lineman at Liberty University, and this is Lil Poppy's International Deli. Offensive linemen know how to eat. And I've seen some pretty tall tasks taken down by offensive linemen at Liberty. I got to college and I started cooking for the guys. I would go and look at like the Food Line weekly deals, and like I was like, oh, okay, they got New York strip steaks for $7.99, $6.99. I was like, let me take a screenshot, send it to the guys. Who wants a steak like this weekend or whatever? 9 times out of 10, everybody would text, yes. I'll go in the mornings, I'll grab the steaks, season them all day. Yeah, this is the green Peruvian sauce. When I tell you it goes on everything, it goes on everything I eat. And then the next day, I'll cook them for them. There's nothing out of this world, but to young guys that can't cook, I'm a cuisine chef. A sandwich shop wasn't really in the dreams, but just cooking for people was. My redshirt sophomore year, this space came available. So my dad, he was like, Nate, I know you love to cook. What about if we start playing with the idea of opening up like a place for you? So I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Everybody likes to eat sandwiches. So let's do that, but let's do like our own little spin on them. What about if we do sandwiches from like different places like around the world? They're like, what would you call it? And I was like, well, what about Little Poppies? Because that was my nickname when I was a kid. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Creating the menu was definitely fun. I mean, all the numbers that you see up there, they're all after guys on the team. The number 81, that's for Noah Frith. 35, Tyron Dupree. Number 7, Malik. There's always fun like adding a new sandwich because then I can add one of my friends' numbers to the menu. I mean, I owe Liberty a great deal of my thanks, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. That was truly a good 4 years. My favorite one's the number 12, the Peruvian Delight, or the number 81, the Buenos Aires. I've learned that like a lot of people, they use food as like their comfort and to get away from their life struggles and stuff, and being able to like even give that person even like a fraction of happiness when they taste my food, like that's what brings me like joy, and seeing people's faces like when they eat. I like being able to give people like just like a little bit of happiness. Even if it's just for that 5-10 minutes that they take and eat, that's 5-10 minutes of their day that's a little better.
So that sandwich was for Matt Warner, and apparently the sandwiches at Little Poppy's are incredible. So if you're ever in the Charlotte area, be sure to check it out. All right, let's hit the links, shall we? After a slow start to the season, Liberty Golf got back on track at the 2022 Mason Rudolph Championship. The Flames carded a program best 54-hole total of a score of 37 under par, clips the previous record by 8 strokes, and LU kept things going on Sunday with another program best. 18-hole total of 17 under par. Jonathan Yon shot 3 straight rounds of 67. You know, Rhett, that's just another day on the course for us.
Oh, yeah.
The Flames finished second in the tournament. Some sources say that's only because the event was held at Vandy's home course. All right, to lacrosse. We recently had head coach Kelly Nangle on the Flame Central podcast, and one thing she shared with us about this Lady Flames team, they like to have fun. And what's more fun than scoring 22 goals against your first conference opponent? An absolute dominant victory over Delaware State. 10 of those goals were scored in the first quarter alone. A total of 15 Lady Flames found the back of the net. Actually, Mackenzie Lehman and Brooke Bryan both recorded hat tricks in the win, and 4 other LU players scored their first career goals. Up next, Liberty will host Stetson on Saturday at noon. Okay, still to come on Flame Central, no record is safe with this 4x1 relay team. We'll head out to the outdoor track and have a little fun with the Fab Four.
Plus another warm, hot, and fuego, all when Flame Central returns.
Some come for the crowd, the team, the community, or the love of the game. Others are game changers, here to fulfill their dream of impacting the world. We are here to help every student reach their goals by providing advanced learning, moving worship, competitive athletics, and an enriching social network. One thing is certain, as our campus grows, so does our passion for the things that truly matter. We remain strong in our commitment to deliver a premier Christian education to more than 125,000 students around the globe. Liberty offers over 700 academic programs, including nursing, aviation, cinematic arts, seminary, and law. Our combination of hands-on learning and dedicated faculty enables students to graduate job-ready, no matter what program they choose. Our thriving online community is no exception. We want to help distance learning students add a graduation cap to the many hats they wear, allowing them to be a part of our family without leaving theirs. Liberty's campus is alive with the heartbeat of true faith. Here, professors are mentors, classmates are worship leaders, and teammates are family members. Speakers from all walks of life address one of the largest Christian gatherings in the nation, challenging students to grow in many different ways. Liberty's vibrant spiritual life ignites students with a passion for the gospel. Our athletes compete at the highest collegiate level with 20 NCAA Division I teams. The Liberty Flames have captured more than 150 conference titles, and their intensity continues to light up the playing field. A thriving club sports and intramural program also provides plenty of opportunities to be a part of the team. But social life is not limited to the confines of our stadiums. Whether it's a world-class musical concert or a professional theatrical performance, there are many ways to take a study break with friends. We have over 7,000 acres of campus to explore and encourage students to test their limits with hiking, biking, and shredding the slopes at Liberty Mountain Snowflake Center. Our campus continues to develop as we build the framework for an exciting future. We are striving to remain on the cutting edge of higher education. As the momentum builds, our mission remains the same. We always have and always will be training champions for Christ.
A graduate degree is about more than letters behind your name. It's about mastering ideas, standing out from the crowd, not just for expertise, but for excellence and integrity. At Liberty University, we stand out from the crowd by not raising online tuition prices for the past 6 years and offering lower rates for select programs. Over 250 graduate degrees, 1U, infinite possibilities.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Flame Central. We showed you earlier this season that the Liberty Sprinters are complete jokesters, but they aren't just all about fun and games. When it comes to getting down to business, these guys can do that too. The Fab Four, as we have dubbed them here at Flame Central, have broken yet another record. If you didn't catch it on last week's show, this group, which consists of Christian Lyon, Brandon Letts, Diamante Griffin, and Donald McClinton, broke a Liberty record that stood for 26 years. And this past week, the boys did it again. The same group of four would put up another impressive time in the 4x1 relay, 39.44 seconds. At the time of that finish, Liberty moves into a tie with LSU for the 11th best mark nationally in the 2022 season. Keep an eye on this group because I think it's fair to say they aren't done yet, and they have another chance at the Aggie Invitational this weekend in Greensboro, North Carolina, so keep it locked right here at Flame Central for the results next show.
All right, what do balloons and track have in common? You're right, absolutely nothing. But we can't get enough of this 4x1 team. These guys are competitive, love to trash talk, and they're pretty funny too. So Emily took a trip to the outdoor track for practice to see if she could get the guys to do a completely random balloon challenge that she found on Google. Sit back and prepare to laugh.
It's not working. What do I do with this?
It wasn't easy to catch up with 4 of the fastest guys around, but somehow I found a way to do it. Liberty's 4x1 team. You guys have ran this race only twice this year. Both times they've broken a record. First, it was Liberty's record, which was held for 26 years. Then the ASUN record, held for 15 years with a time of 39.44 seconds. However, we aren't interested in their talent on the track in terms of speed. We want to give them this balloon challenge. Each of them will have 3 balloons of the same color that they have to keep in the air for 39.44 seconds without letting any of the balloon touch the ground. Let's see who can do it.
She said keep your balloons under control.
It wasn't me.
If we can't follow simple instructions, maybe we shouldn't do this.
My name is Brandon Letts. I'm from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, and I'm the first leg of the relay because I'm the best starter on the team. What's going on? I need a new balloon.
My name is Diamante Griffin. I am from Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm on second leg because I am a dog. Most teams have their dogs on the second leg, and that's me.
My name is Christian Lyon. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I'm third leg because third time's a charm.
I'm Donald McClinton. I'm from Hinesville, Georgia. I run anchor because you got to save the best for last.
3, 2, 1, go!
No. Hey! Hey, it's the win, it's the win, it's the win, it's the win.
The win really a factor here.
No.
Christian Lyon is completely cheating over here.
Hey, he's cheating, bro, hey!
Oh boy, okay, that's a sharp fence over there. Oh, now someone is in the soccer net.
All right, here we go. Oh yeah, we win it. Oh yeah, we win it, baby. Oh no!
Donald is down. Donald, I repeat, Donald is down.
I got caught up in the soccer net.
I have been defeated. It's all about one. It's all about one. I have been defeated.
Mine flew away.
Why am I breathing so hard?
I don't know where they went.
The only thing that I can say is the wind got all of my balloons. See, they had already cheated. I didn't cheat. The goal was to throw all 3 balloons up, not tied up.
I wouldn't call it cheating. I would call it observing, you know. I observed what my opponent was doing, and I did it better than him.
Diamante, where are your balloons?
Long story. Had a 4.3 tailwind behind me, so they flew away.
First off, that net shouldn't have been there. I don't think it should have been there. You know, it's a track. Yeah, I understand it's a soccer field, but, you know, track's over here. That's on track, sir.
You know, Canada, we're the nice ones, so, you know, I had to let them win. I beat them in the starts every day, so I can't keep doing it with this, too.
He beat us in the starts, but he doesn't beat us in the races.
Wow.
I think that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Christian's saying that this is the hardest thing he's done in his life. He's out there breaking records. I don't know if this balloon challenge is possible. Win or no win?
Right. I give Griffin, though, an A for effort. Like, trying to go over the soccer goal, that was impressive.
He's still out there looking for his balloons. Okay, let's shift gears to WEF, Warm, Hot, and Fuego. Rhett breaks down the top players, moments, plays of the week. This week, we're doing players, and there's a little theme.
Yeah, it's landmarks in these hometowns of these athletes.
Oh, cool.
And so we're going to start off with Danae Griffin. She's warm. Hometown, San Antonio, Texas. The Alamos there.
Love that.
You know, the Alamos.
And
there.
the Riverwalk, but what your
I
show.
saw that too, but I like the Alamo. It's a great movie too. Anyways, all right, Danae Griffin, she has been producing here as of late. I've loved what she has done. 64 bats on the season, right? She didn't start off in the starting lineup for this team. She's worked her way in. 494 on base percentage, 4 home runs, 313 average, 23 walks. She leads the team and has basically half as many as at bats as everybody else. Yeah, exactly. And also you think, all right, Danae Griffin comes in. We all know that she has a good bat. You think maybe defense at the hot corner would come down a little bit. Not the case. She had a great stab recently. She is being the complete package for LU at third, and they've needed that this season.
I mean, looking at that entire Liberty lineup for softball, it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, so from warm to hot, we're doing a little Masters theme because we're going out to the golf course.
Yeah, we are. Jonathan Yon, he's from Mineola, Florida. Have you ever been there?
Where is that?
I don't know either. But anyways, that's the Florida Citrus Tower. I thought this was a neat
Anywhere
landmark
in Florida is
because
better.
This is a tower you can go up and you can observe the orange groves around. So if any of you take your families down there, check it out. Seems like pretty cool. Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. All right, Jonathan Yon, you talked about how this was a record-breaking performance for the team. Himself, 12 under par to lead LU. That 12 under par 201 ties a record for individual 54 hole with Kieran Vincent and Rod Meyer. So his teammate, you know, he's butting heads with him. Those two guys love to go head-to-head. It's kind of like, you know, competition brings out the best in you. At 5 par holes, he was a 4.25. So on those holes, he was 9 under par. That was a big part of it. Yeah, he was excellent.
If I can break 100, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
we top things off with Enfuego. Where are we going?
All right, Juliana Pera Romero. She's from Bucaramanga,
Ooh,
Colombia.
we're going
They've got
international.
they have the awesome bridge down there. I got to go quick. Puente del Bicentenario. All right, this bridge, they light up with lights. Really cool.
Wow.
Check it out. Yeah, on Google. All right, this freshman, #1 for Liberty Women's Tennis, 5-0 in ASUN singles play. Talking to coach, heavy striker, great flat ball hitter, has the Rocky mentality. So what I mean by that is, you get her off the court, sweet young lady. You get her on the court, much like you in the office, Emily, vicious, ferocious, wants to get it done, puts the nail in the coffin when she's out there. I saw her live. She basically broke the soul of a girl from Jacksonville State. She was that good.
Not true. Great job, Rhett. We'll be right back with more Flame Central right after the break.
Liberty Baseball season tickets are on sale now. Get yours at libertyflames.com.
Welcome back. You know, Rhett, we've gotten used to Liberty programs making the NCAA tournament. You have softball, basketball, women's soccer, even field hockey making that national championship game last season.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to forget that there was a first time a Liberty team made it to the big dance. The year was 1993, and Liberty Baseball had the honor.
1993. Liberty Baseball becomes the school's first Division I team to reach the postseason. Coach Johnny Hunton's Flames would win 9 of their last 12 regular season games to squeeze into the Big South tournament as the 6th and final seed. They would come out of the losers bracket and defeat Radford twice to win the championship. The effort earned them a trip to the Atlanta Regional, becoming Liberty's first team to ever make a Division I NCAA tournament appearance. This achievement would lay the groundwork for a bright future, not just for Flames baseball, but for all of Liberty athletics.
Time for us to go, but make sure on Monday you check out the Flame Central podcast, Liberty Football Spring Game happening. So we're going to talk all things about that.
Yeah, never too early to talk about that
That's
quarterback
right.
battle. For Rhett, I'm Emily. We'll see you back here next week.